Hi everyone, welcome to our Consistently Creative Cruise Project recipe. I'm Cheryl Bliss and I have Colleen Day here with me, and Kari got us onto the Zoom, but she is on vacation. So thank you, Kari. We are going to be doing the Sun-Soaked Project recipe this month, and you just need 2 base papers and 2 designer papers and a piece of cardstock. It's fairly simple. You also need a border punch, or you could use a border maker if you wanted to for here. But the new wave punch that comes with this collection is sized for this layout here. These are the stickers. I'm just going to quickly just show you those. Those are really cute. The matte packs are really sweet, 24 different mats there. And the paper comes with a pack of sun-soaked, the designer papers, and then there is also tone-on-tone sheets that come with it, and there's 6 of these in that pack, and there's 12 in this pack. And I'm just going to show you the suggested pairings if you were basically like what the advisor guide would say. So these 2 dark sheets would be one with this, and then this is the other side. And I noticed on this these project recipes, that's how it was working. They had the 2 base papers, and then these 2 pieces of paper are the same. Okay, so that's another option. And then this is the one I'm going to be doing tonight. So it's this sort of swirly tangerine color. There's some other colors on the back. And then this really pretty paper with turtles and whatnot. And this is the other side of that paper. So that's the one I'm going to be using tonight. And then my sample that I started working on is right here. And that was the options, the paper options for this one. So I'll decorate that a little bit later. I ran out of time getting ready, but anyway, that's the sample that I worked on. I like to try these out ahead of time so that I don't have any surprises when I go to do it, but it was very straightforward and easy. So we're going to be using 2 base papers. You could use pages if you wanted to instead of the papers, but those are the 2 papers, and I'll set them aside. We're going to start with our cardstock first, and we're going to use the new wave punch, and it's called Whitecapped Waves. And it has this very cute little white cap that comes up out of it that I feel like you could possibly use that on your page in little extra spots. So anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and punch, and we're making a border. So we're going to start here at the little black line and line that up. And then I do what I call this pinch in the back, where I put my thumb here and I make sure that the paper is against the back of the tray. We are going to punch 2 borders. And this is, the newer ones all have these little triangles here. Right here, there's a little tiny triangle to help you line that up. It makes it easy to know where the next punch is going to go. And so we're going to punch 2, and I'm just going to turn that around and go ahead and punch the next one. And then I'll trim it up when we go to do our next cuts.
We still haven't screened for Chloe. This is like the 3rd year she's turned 44.
So we're making 2 12-inch borders. We're going to cut these in a minute after we cut the rest of the paper. All right, so there's our 2 borders. Clean up my trash here. See, these are the little white caps that I was saying. You could potentially swap that out for another color if you wanted to, play with the look. So on this one, I'm just going to see the little triangles that come out. I'm just going to trim that off. We do have a little bit of extra paper here that we're going to have. So this cardstock that's left over here, we are going to cut a 7 by 10 inch piece. So we're going to cut this at 7 inches. This piece is going to be extra, and we're going to turn and we're going to cut at 10. So basically, we're just cutting off 2 inches, and that will also be extra. I'm going to save that for journaling for later. But this is the piece that we're going to use. And then on our waves, we're going to cut these at 8 inches. All right, so I'm going to flip it this way, just show you real quick. You can stack them if you want to cut them both at the same time. Just make sure they're lined up nicely, or you don't have to stack them if you don't want to, but for time purposes I will. So we're going to put that on the 8, and so the leftover will be 4. And so those are going to be our waves. Set that aside. Then our designer paper number 1. Let me just double check and make sure that that is 1. Is going to be the 8 by 8. Yes. Is everybody caught up with me?
Yes. How much of the base paper is actually visible?
It goes behind the waves.
Okay.
And right here. So I feel like you'd be okay doing that on pages for sure, because we have a whole sheet of paper here, and then the other part is over here. So this side over here, E, is going to be 8 by 12. So this whole part is 8 by 12, and then this will be the 4 by 12, and then this is the only part you see. I don't know if you guys can see that.
So it's literally just a strip at the top and a strip at the bottom.
Yes, they're under the waves.
Got it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if you want, you could even use white cardstock if you didn't want to use your designer paper, or whatever color you're using in your papers. If you have a color that you can pull from it, you just want to make sure you have a contrast for your waves so that your waves are showing up. So I feel like a white or a beige. Obviously, if you're at the beach, a sandy color would be good.
Okay.
Or a light blue, something that's going to coordinate will be good. All right, so what we're going to be doing on our designer paper number 1, we're going to do our first cut at 8 inches. Then we are going to rotate this piece of paper and make an 8-inch square. So it's going to be 8 by 8. So you're cutting off 4 inches. We are going to be using that piece. And then on the piece that we cut off, we're going to trim off a 1/2 inch. So it's going to be 3.5. I'll trim it this way. 3.5. Everybody caught up with me? So we're cutting, oops, hang on. I'm gonna cut that at 3.5. That's a little left over. And then we're gonna rotate, and we're gonna cut off 2 inches. So we're cutting it by 10. So it's 3.5 by 10. And we're not gonna use that piece. We are gonna use this one. This one. All right, and then our designer paper number 2, we're just going to cut this at 8 inches, so we're cutting off 4 inches. And let me just check one thing. Okay, this is this piece of paper that's here, and you're not going to, they're not going to be lined up, so it doesn't matter which way you cut it, honestly. I don't think. I'm going to cut my 4 over here. So this is on the left side. This is going to be on the right side. is done. I think we're done with our cutting. So these are the 2 base papers. Yeah, see, that would be too busy if I tried to put that on there, and you wouldn't see the waves. But this is going to be pretty underneath my waves. Just real quickly do a dry fit here. Is everybody ready, caught up with me?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to go slow. So the way I did this, I used Repo, and this goes right to the bottom edge, and you can barely see anything underneath. And then the next one goes right on top of it. This goes over here. It sort of butts right up against there. And then this one goes over here, and it does the same thing on this side. Can you see? I'll move that over. Okay, that's going to go like that. And then these pieces attach there and there. And then this one was the one that is basically your photo holders there and your photo holders here. So when you go to attach this, what I did is I put the waves on first because I wanted it the waves to line up right at the tip top of this piece of paper. So by putting the waves down first, then you know where your papers go. And it did, when I measured it out, it kind of ended up right around there's a little more than an inch here on the top, but I think it's best to start from the bottom. And if you have if you're using a different punch and you have smaller waves, maybe you could eyeball it and decide if you wanted, you might have more space. Or if you say you used a border maker cartridge, you might be able to do 3 layers of waves. So you kind of can do whatever works for you. But these all sort of end up butting up against one another, all these, these 2 pieces. And then when you go to put this together, if you have a pattern where you can see, where it's connected here, try and get your paper to, oh, actually my dots do connect there a little. But you're not really going to notice that. But I did, where's my sample? I did try to line it up on my sample. Oh, it's up here. So when I did this one, if you were to do this pairing, the way the company had you do it would be using this side. But I liked the orange because I had the sunset pictures. This is the back of this, and I thought this was a better base for my photos. So do whatever works best for your photos as far as which side of the paper you want and how it coordinates. Does anybody have any questions? I'll tell you the size of the photos and give you a couple of tips on the photos. So this one, you have a little more room leeway than the photo sizes that they give you. So they're saying 6 by 3.5. And on this one, I didn't want to cut it because I had my beautiful sunset here and she's down here looking for shells with a flashlight. So I ended up making this one a little bit bigger. This one is the size that they say, which I cut this one down to 3.5, but this one's about 3 3/4. And I do feel also that you do have a little more leeway here. They're saying 3 by 4 here. But if I go 3 by 4 and 3 by 4, you do have more room. So if your photos are a little bigger, like on one of my other ones, it was bigger. So I'm like, oh, you can actually do them a little bit bigger. So if you want to play with your photos when you go to set them down, the photo trimming templates are really helpful because on this side it was 3.5 by 3.5, and you can see that You have a lot more room than that. You really could put a full size, 3.5 by the 6 if you wanted to, and just move your embellishments up. So you can maneuver the photos around a little bit, but the sizes I'll read to you, and then you can decide, when you go to set them down. But basically, these 4 are 6 by 3.5, those 4. And then the 2 on this side are 3 by 4, so 2 at 3 by 4. And then this one is 3.5 by 3.5. All right, does anybody have any questions before we pause to assemble?
Looks good.
All right, we can pause the. All right, we are done magically. So I realized that I wanted to print some more pictures, so I just put a couple of blank spots there for now. Just did a little bit of embellishing here and there. So that's basically that one. Then this was the one that I had worked on earlier. And I put a journaling box here because I want to write a story about what was going on here. And I think I'm just going to get another picture to put right there. So who else has a page they want to share?
I can share mine if you want me to, Cheryl.
Yes, please.
So, yep. Each photos from
Oh, very nice.
I at the top you can't see because it's so faint, but I actually used one of those cut aparts.
Oh, yes, I remember that one. The
color.
seagulls, yeah.
And
Oh,
then-
gosh, that came
oh,
out
there's
great.
the sandy color of Spargo pages at the bottom.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let me see. I want to see your journaling over there underneath. I like the way you added that because that's a good spot. It was pretty empty. That's perfect.
Thank you.
And those are the right-on stickers. Those are
They
awesome.
are the
Love
right-on
those
strips.
things. I wish I would have thought of that. I wouldn't have put palm trees there. I could have done more journaling.
Be able to get the palm trees back up again, and then I don't know.
Oh, maybe on this other one. I have a whole nother one. So I can
Deanna.
do that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And does Karen want to share?
Yeah, I can show.
All right. Ooh. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Oh, you and me. Ooh, that's
Collection. Is
big.
it,
Huh?
what collection did you, oh, you use scraps?
No, this is something blue.
Ah,
Ah,
Those wedding photos or something else?
They are, it's rehearsal dinner photos, but
oh,
yeah.
nice. Excellent. Oh, be sure to post pictures because it was a little blurry on the screen. So, anybody else have anything to share? Colleen just spent the time looking for her sun-soaked paper.
I never found, but I did, I'm almost finished with a layout, so I'll post a photo in the album.
Oh, awesome. Good.
Are
Great.
they bringing back sun-soaked?
Good question.
I don't know. We will have to find out.
I know they're supposed to bring back the turtle punch, but I wasn't sure about the whole collection.
Oh, I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out for you and let you know.
Great.
There we go. All right. Thanks everybody for joining.
All right,
Post your
thank you.
photos.
To be
Appreciate
clear,
it. Take care.
hold on, Sun-Soaked is available.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Cool.
Embellishments, variety matte packs, there's a decorative bundle, there's stickers, it's all available.
Yay, because I couldn't find my embellishments. And Colleen, she will find her paper, but she may want more.
Thanks, Cheryl. Great.
All
great
right. Thank
layout.
you. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.